This Date in History, also known as TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information come from the smart device application Today in History. What happened today in history?
Historical calendar, and on this website, onthisday.com.
Yep. For links to those sources, the music done by Carrera, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar in the description below. Anyway, I am A.O. Xander.
Johan.
And today is Moon's Day, also known as Monday, October 10th, 2022. 10-10-2022. Alright.
Yes. Also, starting off in 354, Roman Emperor Constantius gives grand circus and theater shows to mark 30th year of his reign as Caesar in Arlius.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And in 680, Al-Hussein Albin and his followers killed at Karbala by army of Yazid's the Uramad Caliph on the way to Kaffa.
Well, that's not nice.
No.
No.
In 1375, West Free Seawall breaks flood in northern Netherlands.
Dang, yeah. The Netherlands, they're the ones that are like 70% of their country is under sea level, so they have all those, water things, to keep the water out.
Yep.
From dams to dikes to pumps to all that stuff going on. Yeah. Anyway, 1720, the French government proclaimed a strike on banknotes. So that's interesting. Wonder how that played out. And I wonder why. So then in 1733, France declared war on Emperor Charles VI. Dang. Those French constantly declaring wars on themselves and other people. But then in 1780, the Great Hurricane of 1780 killed between 20,000 to 30,000 people in the Caribbean, hitting Barbados first. This was Atlantic's deadliest recorded hurricane. And I think it still stands today. I'm not sure. That's a lot of people, dude.
Oh, yeah.
I had no idea there was that many people in the, in Barbados, or in the, well, not the Caribbean. The Caribbean is a lot bigger than that, so yeah. Anyway. I think it's your turn now.
Yep.
1802 though looks. Yeah.
Yeah. Also, yeah. 1802, first non-Indian settlement in Oklahoma.
All right. The white man cometh.
Yeah. Also, 1839, British troops under General Charles Napier occupied Beirut.
Dude, look at that beard, though, man.
But it looks fake.
It does. That looks like not growing naturally. So, ooh, 1845.
1845, Naval School, now U.S. Naval Academy, opens in Annapolis.
Cool. Where is Annapolis, though? Annapolis. Let's see here. Annapolis, USA.
Careful, because if I say there's a movie.
I'm sorry?
Be careful when looking about it, because there's a movie about the same school, Naval Academy.
Is it like some kind of slavery movie or something?
No, man, it's a pretty good movie. Guy enlists and all that. It's a good movie.
All right, well,
and Franco's in it.
Annapolis is a city in Maryland. Now there might be another Annapolis, because to my knowledge there's 42 different Hollywoods in the United States. So, but I presume it's going to be this one. So, but anyway, 1846, the last one, the black 1846.
Sure. 1846, Neptune's moon Triton, discovered by William Lassell.
That's cool. Triton, yep. And why don't you take this historic convention, and then I'll...
Yeah. Historic convention, 1965, John Wesley Hyatt patents the billiard ball made from cellulose nitrate Celluloid in Albany, New York. Patent US 503598.
Nice.
Thanks to him, billiards.
Yeah. Yeah, the other night I was chatting it up with Scott, and he was showing me the pool table and stuff, and then, and then I just remembered like this cartoon scene where somebody scratched the cue ball, and like the front of the pool cue hit the felt, and it just accordioned all the felt. Oh my god! Oh my god, not good. But then 1868, the first written account of a Canadian football game. So I wonder if that's football or football. So I don't know.
I don't know.
But then at that same time in 1868, Cuba revolted for independence against Spain. Huh, interesting. And then I just realized that the music has stopped. So I'm going to try to fix this. I forgot that I did not have it on repeat. So there we go. All right. What else happened here? We have the Great Chicago Fire in 1871. It was finally extinguished after 3 days, leaving approximately 300 people dead, 100,000 more homeless, and costing around $222 million in damages. In 1871 money. That's a lot of money. That's to be in the billions nowadays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then in 1874, Fiji became a British possession. Oh, poor Fiji. Oh. Ooh, but you got a cool one here in 1886. Look at that.
1886, first dinner jacket tuxedo worn in autumn ball at Tuxedo Park, New York. Wow, even at Tuxedo Park.
Huh, so it makes me wonder, like, you know what, origin of the word tuxedo?
The park where you have to wear a tux to get in.
Well, if it was called Tuxedo Park first...
Joking.
Origin, late 19th century, from Tuxedo Park, the site of a country club in New York where it was first worn. So, it was, the tuxedo is named after a landmark. So that's interesting. I did not know that. Huh. Let's see here. Oh wow, 1892? Holy crap, dude.
1892, entire Hong Kong national cricket team dies in shipwreck off Taiwan.
That's tragedy. That sucks, dude. Like, you know, like,
yeah.
Every time I hear about like an entire team or the majority of a team dying in like, you know, a plane crash or a bus accident or some kind of train, this is the first time I heard about a maritime thing, you know, involving that particular situation. But it's still no less tragic. So, 1899, that's personally intriguing to me, and then 1900.
Yes. 1899, African-American inventor Isaac R. Johnson patented the bicycle frame.
Thank you. So my absolute favorite mode of transportation was invented by a black guy. That's cool. That is really freaking cool.
I wonder why they still... Oh wait, what?
That was in my mind too, but I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
Which 1990 you're talking about?
The first 1900. Holy shit.
It's okay. 1900. Foreign ministers and Pierre can begin their first serious negotiations on what conditions their nations will impose on the Chinese after putting down the Boxer Uprising.
Yep. And by Boxer Uprising, we don't mean people like boxing and everything. We mean people who package things away, you know, so like they're actually workers. It was a worker strike, I believe, the Boxer Uprising. So, let's see, 1902, murder of interest. That's interesting here. Mr. Soet?
Oh, yeah, murder of interest. 1902, American outlaw Tom Horn's murder trial begins. He is eventually found guilty and sentenced to death.
Good. Yeah, well, he was an Old West lawman, outlaw, and bounty hunter, so...
and Pinkerton agent.
A what agent?
Pinkerton.
He was a Pinkerton?
Also.
Huh, that's interesting. Wow. Those guys are usually pretty stalwart. So. Anyway, also in 1902, South Africa's president of Transvaal, Paul Kruger, visited Utrecht. Alright. And then 1 year later, 1903, the Women's Social and Political Union was formed by Emmeline Pankhurst to fight for women's rights in Britain. Good. I am all for all that. So. Then we got a historic event here in 1911. Robert Bourdain became the 8th Prime Minister of Canada. Well, that's pretty cool. Why don't you tell us what happened in 1911 here?
1911, San Yantin's revolution overthrows Manchus. Taiwan National Day.
Yeah, Taiwan. Yes.
Speaking of which,
Yes.
Oh yeah. Also, 1913, Yan Shiki installs as the first president of China.
Huh. So that's well before the CCP. So like this is yeah.
Right.
So because I remember in 1900, you know, because I refer to it a lot about the Empress of China. So this has to be.
Mao wasn't even in charge yet.
What?
Mao wasn't even in charge yet.
Yeah, no, like you know that this is well before that. So this is when. So this is essentially the start of what we now know today as the Taiwanese. This is the actual legitimate government of China. So. Well, 1916. That's interesting.
Yep.
Huh.
1916, in Game 3, Charlie Ebbets becomes the first owner to raise the price of World Series grandstand seats to $5, up from $3. Damn.
$5 from $3. So $2 increase, which is what, a 60% increase?
Yep.
If I'm doing my math correctly. You know, like 60% of $3 is $2. Or no, 66.666 consecutively, 2/3 right there. So, But then we got a music premiere in the year 1919. Richard Strauss and Hugo van Hofmannsthal's opera Die Frau ohne Schatten, The Woman Without a Shadow, premiered in Vienna, Austria. Let's see here. And then 1920, Cleveland Indians outfielder Elmer Smith hit baseball's first ever World Series Grand Slam in Game 5 in 1920. Then I'm going to take this other 1920 here, then I'll hand it off to you. Indian Bill Wambsgans made first unassisted World Series triple play. Alright, your turn now, sir.
Yeah. The year?
1928.
1928, Chiang Kai-shek becomes director of the State Council of China.
Showtime. Okay, yeah, sorry. I just remembered. I'm sorry. I'm in the middle of the show actually. So see you soon.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was calling me Cleaver. So
No problem.
yeah.
Also, 1930, AP votes Joe Cronin unofficial AL, MPV, and BWA names had Wilson Northern League MPV.
National League.
Yeah, National League.
BWA. What's BWA?
Bitches with attitude. Always with attitude. Always with attitude.
Dang. And let's see here. What else? 1933. That's
1930. Oh, okay. 1933, first synthetic detergent Durf by Procter & Gamble goes on sale.
nice. So detergent. So that's like laundry soap or something.
Yep.
Nice. So first synthetic
Also,
detergent.
yep, synthetic detergent. Also, 1935, a coup under General Georgius Kondylis in favor of Greek monarchy.
Interesting. And before I start, the Golden Loon, also known as
The Golden Loon.
well, the other one, like
Well, was the meat cleaver. Now I'm back to the golden loon.
Oh, I wonder what happened.
I don't know. It was funny as hell.
You know, I am so sorry.
Everybody misunderstood.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I forgot to tell you the show was coming up. All of a sudden, we're doing the show, and I'm like, hey, I didn't tell my dad. Like, I'm sorry.
Time escaped me too. I wasn't paying any attention to time.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So I did the only thing I could think of was just to call you because I'm not sure you would notice a text. So.
Probably would have, but depending. Well, my phone was right there. I picked it up, so I would have seen the text. Depends if I'm in the radius of my phone. It's not attached to my hip, as you know.
Yeah. It's usually attached away from you. That's the problem.
That's the bigger problem.
It's a
so
negative
where are we
attachment.
at? Where are we at?
We are now in 1935.
Oh, okay.
George Gershwin's Porgy and Bess opened on Broadway, New York. Okay.
Yeah, Porgy and Bess.
Then 1935, the League of Nations denounced the Italian invasion of Abyssinia. Now, where is Abyssinia? I think it has to be somewhere in Africa. Yeah, there we go. It's now Ethiopia.
Oh, okay.
So that's right. So 1935. Yeah, that's right. Italy invaded Ethiopia, like right before the outbreak of the Second World War. I know this from this.
Really?
I know that from this little game called Hearts of Iron 4. It starts you off in the year 1935 or 36, or I think somewhere in there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, 35 right here.
But if you start as Italy, you automatically start at the very beginning of a war with Ethiopia.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then you have to take it and everything.
You know, I'm impressed where you've learned your education from. Probably more than traditional.
Dude, I learned more from Age of Empires than I did all of the time in grade school. You know, and that's really sad because that's not.
It is sad.
See, it's sad because I didn't fully pay attention, but the curriculum didn't fully educate me. You know,
it didn't spike your interest.
Well, not just that, but like it didn't actually have the facts and everything that I actually got from the video games. You know,
that system unfair. It's designed to educate the masses, and that's what it is. It didn't attract your kind of. It didn't attract your interest, which requires you to get. You have to be interested to learn.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying they know in all my grade school, like elementary school, junior high, and high school, never once was I taught anything about Mesoamerica. Not once.
Huh. And
because I know that because in one of the Age of Empires games, you play as the Aztecs or the Mayans or the Incas, one of those. But then you actually at one point then you also play as the Spanish, and then you invade Tenochtitlan, which is the capital of one of those empires. I don't remember the exact which. But none of that was ever mentioned in any of the history curriculum in any class. Like it wasn't until college before they even started talking about that. But in grade school, all they did was talk about American history and some European history. That's it. Nothing from Asia, nothing from Africa, nothing from South America or Central America. They didn't. It wasn't that they didn't grab my attention. It's that they didn't teach it. Period.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. No, that's what I'm saying.
That's really sad.
Because that's what I'm saying. It's not that they didn't grab me. It's that they weren't telling me things. And that's why I wasn't getting grabbed because they weren't telling me shit.
Yeah.
They were telling me all this stuff I already knew. Like oh, George Washington was our first president. Yeah, I knew that when I was 5. Tell me something new.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. Anyway, 1938, Germany completed its annexation of Czechoslovakia's Sudetenland. Oh yeah, that's right. So that's the reunification of the Rhineland right before World War II.
Okay, yeah.
Because remember Germany was split after World War I and everything. They were shrunk and everything.
Yeah.
Well, they grabbed all the land that was taken from them. So
World War II is actually an extension of World War
It is.
One. It never got really resolved.
It still really hasn't been,
100%, yeah.
Well, that bled into the Cold War, because that's the Soviets and the U.S., the East versus West. We met in the middle in Berlin, and then right after that, there's a split. The Iron Curtain, the Cold War, the nuke thing, and then.
But that was out of World War II. They divvied everything up. So
yeah, but it's still
different.
It's still a vestigial, piece of it. That's
of course, of course.
But anyway, 1938. Premiere of Dmitri Shostakovich's first string quartet. Alright. Ooh, 1941 so, Ed.
Okay, 1941. Which one?
The only 41.
First one? Okay. 1941 RAF Royal Air Force bombs Paris to prevent German heavy armor advancing.
Yeah, not Paris, France. Piarius, whatever that is.
I didn't know what
Paris.
RAF stood for. Royal Air Force.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah, I knew that.
I didn't.
I'm surprised.
Ooh.
Are you supposed to be all knowing?
1942, 1,300 Austrian Jews transported to Auschwitz concentration camp.
Yeah, not good.
No.
I can always know exactly your reaction whenever we talk about anything involving the Holocaust, because it's my reaction too. It's gross.
See, it's mine too.
Yeah.
Also, 1944, Admiral Hazley Task Force 30 bombs Okinawa, 700 die.
Damn. What about the one right above that, the 43? Friendly fire.
1943, U.S. bombers accidentally strike Enschede, Netherlands, causing 151 deaths.
Jeez. The fog of war is truly a potentially disastrous thing. I mean, even in today's modern
Friendly
times,
fire. Oh,
yeah. No, even in today's modern times, I believe it was either Operation Desert Storm when this happened, or more recently Operation Enduring Freedom. But one of the two Iraq wars, I think it was the original one in the 90s. But there was an incident where a Warthog, the big plane,
Sure, I know
which
Warthog.
Now you know what that gun does. The birds,
yeah.
strafed our own line at one point, a convoy or something.
Friendly fire.
Yep.
There's a football player who gave up his career.
Yeah, that
Pat Tillman.
Pat Tillman.
Thank you. Yeah. And he ended up being killed in friendly fire, and the government tried to cover it up initially till they couldn't.
Fuck, dude. Why, dude?
Yeah.
That guy.
Pat Tillman, thanks.
That guy is a true American hero.
Oh, yeah.
God bless that guy.
Yeah.
And his family.
Yeah.
Nothing but mad respect. So. Anyway.
The family lives with it forever.
Well,
That's why
we all will. He's a national hero.
Yeah.
In my eyes, he's a national hero.
Absolutely.
So, because he gave up, a perfectly
He
comfortable.
gave up the dream. Something he worked for since probably Pop Warner football or something like that.
Yeah, he gave it up, to
For his country.
ultimately, unfortunately, lay down his life. Anyway, let's move on before I start tearing up here. Mr. Sohan.
Oh. Okay, 1951 Baseball World Series, two-time defending champion New York Yankees beat New York Giants 4-3 at Yankee Stadium for a 2-4 series victory. MVP key shortstop Phil Rizzuto.
Phil Rizzuto.
Yeah.
Cool. Then you got another historic event here in 1954. Yeah, this guy.
1954, Ho Chi Minh enters Hanoi after withdrawal of French troops.
Yep.
Of course, then who stepped in?
Yeah. Stupid old us.
Yeah.
See,
We didn't see that coming? Come on.
here's the thing. We gotta stop fighting for political ideology, because everybody's always oh, capitalism is superior over communism. No, communism is superior over capitalism. No this, no that. Well, what I know is capitalism got its ass kicked out of Vietnam, and capitalism got its ass kicked in the space race. So that's 2 for 2. It's not looking good for capitalism. So, hey, you don't like what I have to say? Look at the books. Facts are facts, buddy. So, 1956, Giant, directed by George Stevens, starring Elizabeth Taylor, Rock Hudson, and James Dean in his last role, premiered in New York City. Oh, it was James Dean's last role. Look at that.
Yeah. Moving around long, that's for sure.
Didn't he die in his 20s or something?
Yeah.
Yep, in the car crash.
Or, yeah. Damn. Yeah, that's right. Well, that's why he wasn't around long.
Yeah.
Then we got some more sports history here in 1956. Baseball World Series. Behind Yogi Berra's 2 home runs, New York Yankees defeated Brooklyn Dodgers 9-0 in Game 7 at Ebbets Field. Most valuable player was Yankees pitcher Don Larson.
Yogiisms, yep.
Yep, good old Yogiisms. Which I'm so happy that you educated me about that. They're so good.
They are really good. Really, really good.
I'm in a hurry to wait or something. Whatever,
Yeah,
like one of
whatever it
those.
is, yeah.
He has a lot of good ones here. So, ooh, Soen, what a great way to start a turn here. The first 1957.
1957, a fire at the Windscale nuclear plant in Cumbria, England, becomes the world's first major nuclear accident.
I never heard of that.
Yeah, because they suppressed it.
Yeah, obviously.
Just like what the Russians tried to do with Chernobyl, but that was just too big.
It's too big.
Yeah.
And you know what? I didn't realize that was in
Ukraine.
Ukraine. I thought it was in Russia, but it was
No.
part of Russia at the time.
Pripyat, Ukraine.
It was in Ukraine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of the USSR.
It kind of points out how really uninformed you are until something comes up about Ukraine, and then you realize, holy crap, that was in Ukraine.
Well, see, that also shows how much Russia actually valued its satellite states, because they put a nuclear power plant knowingly on the cheap, outside of their own territory, so that'd be like us putting a nuclear power plant in Cuba and then letting it melt down. Well, not Cuba, but Puerto Rico. Sorry, Puerto Rico.
Hey, good idea.
No.
I get a straight answer. I can't believe it.
Oh, you want a gay answer?
Move on,
No.
Move on.
Anyway, so in 57 here.
Also, in 1957, U.S. President Eisenhower apologizes to the finance minister of Ghana, Kamala Albeli Umar, after he is refused service in a restaurant in Delaware.
Huh. Wow, wow. Holy crap. That's an international incident right there. So, like, essentially, this guy, the finance minister of Ghana, he was refused service in a restaurant. So it must have been, like, racial something or other.
Of course, probably in the South or something, in 57.
No, Delaware.
Oh yeah, Ghana.
Oh, in Delaware.
Delaware. Yeah. Well, no,
African.
like this didn't happen in Ghana. This happened here in the States.
In Delaware.
No, the president of Ghana.
Yeah.
Yeah, two
black.
Ghanese guys. Yeah.
That just really points out horrible
Yeah.
segregation was.
Yeah. And they're trying to bring it back. Every time you bring it up, I bring that up. Just gotta drill it into people's head. It seems. We're heading in the wrong direction. So.
Again.
Yep. Oh God, look at this. 1957, 1958, 1958. 3 consecutive nuclear tests. USSR, US, and once again Russia.
Yeah. No, that was big time for us. We were really heavy into it. And I remember in school, the whole thing was going to protect us, duck and cover. That's what it was. And we drilled it. They drilled us on all the time.
So-
Like, what's that going to do?
That's so
Getting
stupid.
under my desk?
Yeah.
But
It
that's
has
what we did.
you're dropping a sun that will melt a city, yet the wooden structure of your desk is somehow going to be structurally stable enough to
Yeah.
protect you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Duck. It's like a flying baseball going by you. Duck. No, it's not.
It reminds me of a joke. It was said that when Trump became president, the Secret Service were drilled to, instead of saying "get down," they yelled "Donald Duck."
God.
Anyway, you have another one here, 1959.
So 1959, Lee Harvey Oswald signs guestbook in Hotel Helsinki.
Yeah, for whatever reason, we're tracking this guy's every movement. Like, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, well,
Big point of history. Not quite sure he actually did it. I'm not a conspiracist or anything.
well, that's why I'm saying, like,
It's iffy.
Well, see, here's the thing. This is the only guy we've been following, because, there's been plenty of other assassins, not just of U.S., people and presidents, but all over the world. But, we don't have, over the past month or so, I've noticed that, there's articles involving, he went to here and bought a bus ticket to there, then he arrived there, then he did this, then he did that, and then now it's saying he signs the guest book in Hotel Helsinki. Why are they shoving Lee Harvey Oswald in our face so hard, if not for any other reason than to try to force that ideology, that belief that he was the assassin when he actually wasn't?
We don't know.
Well,
We don't know that, or not, we don't know if he was or he wasn't. That's the point. And they're driving that home, and he was in Russia, and all that stuff. But I don't know.
well, I'm just saying that.
Truly
Like,
don't know.
I'm just saying.
I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I don't know.
What I'm saying specifically on the source.
Yeah.
Not just not just saying, like our government was tracking him. No, of course our government was tracking him, but on the source, we're tracking him, and that's weird.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen that with any other person.
Right.
So it's just odd. So anyway, 1960, 16 California Poly football team members died in a plane crash in Toledo. Yeah. And actually, this is on the same date, like a long time ago. I don't remember the exact, but the entire Hong Kong, some kind of sports team, I think football or something, the entire Hong Kong sports team died in a maritime accident when their ship sank off of the coast of Taiwan.
Nice.
So, like, I've heard of entire teams, dying in plane crashes and bus accidents and train accidents, but this is the first time I ever heard of a maritime incident of this specific situation. An entire, sports team dying on a boat.
Yeah.
I've never. Yeah. So.
Don't take those ferries where they put 200 on when it takes 50.
Yeah, I know, right?
Where's
and then they
the
wonder
clicker?
why it's capsizing. Because it's overloaded, you idiot. Learn basic physics with buoyancy. Come on, I'm an idiot, and even I know this, So, anyway, moving on up to 1961, a variety TV show, The Bob Newhart Show, premiered on NBC in the U.S.
He's a funny guy. He's got some great albums.
Then 1963, From Russia with Love, the second James Bond film based on a novel by Ian Fleming starring Sean Connery and Daniela Bianchi, premiered in London.
See, for me, they could never replace Sean Connery for 007.
No,
it was impossible.
He was the original.
Yeah, and they did, and it never worked for me. I mean, they wanted great successes and all that good stuff, but he was it. That was it. You couldn't replace him.
Now, my first James Bond was GoldenEye.
Oh.
To my knowledge, that's the first one I saw.
Come on, Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan.
Oh yeah, he was good. Now there, I'll give you, he was good. Yeah, didn't replace him, but he was good in his own right.
Yeah. Well, see, that brings up the whole thing about 007 is a position, not a man.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah. In 1963, I think it's someone's turn now, so go for it.
Yes, 1963. American chemist and anti-nuclear weapons campaigner Linus Pauling wins the Nobel Peace Prize the same day for his nuclear test treaty comes into effect.
Ooh.
Why did that man look like he got some?
I'm disappointed.
He looked like he got a noose around his neck.
He does.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I don't know what he's promoting there, but.
I mean, that's straight up. That is a rope, dude. Because his tie is right here.
Yeah, I thought it was his tie. He was flipping his tie or something, but it's not. It's a rope. He's obviously doing something. He's an activist.
Maybe it is a tie, or maybe
It looks like a rope.
No, yeah, because you can see it going down through here. Huh? I wonder why. That's weird. Ooh,
Fucking had it with nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never heard of him. That disappoints myself that I never heard of him.
Yeah. Well, now you have.
Yeah, I have now.
The second 1963, though. Actually, the last 1963. Sorry.
1963, Netherlands population hits 12 million.
Nice. That's a lot of Netherlands people. So.
Never mind.
Oh, Vikings.
Nether society. I don't know.
1964, 18th NHL All-Star Game, Maple Leaf Gardens, Toronto, Ontario. All-Star beat Toronto 3-2. MPP Jean Bevelou, Montreal Center.
Ah. All right.
Also,
Now, hold on a second. I just want to say though, why is this saying the same day the first nuclear test treaty comes into effect? Why is there not an article about that? And I've been I've been scouring 1963, and no, it doesn't even say anything. There's nothing.
Wow.
So it's just.
You think that would be noted somewhere, even in the small print?
It's just an afterthought footnote of another article. That is disappointing. So. So
Is that the same day or after
the same day, right here.
Same day.
He wins the Nobel Peace Prize the same day the first nuclear test treaty comes into effect.
Wow.
So,
They can't give it a mention.
well, they did, but they can't give it its own article.
Yeah.
But that's annoying. Actually, that's kind of like angering right there. Anyway, uno más, Senor Sohen.
Yep. 1865. The Supremes appear on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Huh. Alright.
Yeah.
Also in 1965, and I find this personally intriguing, Drat the Cat opened at Martin Beck Theater, New York City for 8 performances.
Didn't last long, did it?
No.
Drat the cat. Why do you follow like that?
Just Drat the Cat. Like, well, first off, who says Drat anymore?
Oh, drat.
Oh, Drat, you know?
You're right.
Like,
That was a common saying. Oh, drat.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't...
That is funny. Never, I haven't heard it in years. You're right.
And see, you know, it's funny that it ended at 8 and not 9, so that tells me the cat may still be alive. You know, 8 out of the 9 lives. So, yeah. Then, 1956, the Beach Boys, you know these guys, released their influential single, Good Vibrations.
Yep. Gotta keep those loving vibrations that happening with her.
Yeah.
Don't stop now. You're hurting my ears, but don't stop.
And then 1967, Brendan Behan's Borstal Boy premiered in Dublin. Never heard of that. I don't know why this shit like this gets highlighted, and then like, you know, other things like the other day, Sputnik 1.
Yeah.
You know, it was the anniversary of the launch of Sputnik 1, the first man-made satellite.
Yeah.
So you go, it wasn't highlighted.
I remember I was on the bus going to school, and Sputnik went into outer space. Sputnik 1.
Yeah, Mom was watching it too.
Yeah. I wasn't watching it. They had the radio on.
Yeah. Well, she was paying attention to it, like probably not watching it, but like
Yeah.
So, but
So it's those moments you remember. Kind of shocked. How'd the Russians beat us? You know, that's kind of.
Yep. Because admittedly, they did pour way too much into their space program, but they still kicked our ass.
Yeah.
So
They did.
yeah. Anyway, Sohen.
Yes.
I believe it's your turn now. 1968.
1968. George Harrison performs Sing Song LTD.
Yeah, it stands for limited, I believe. So, yep. Ooh, I know this play.
Yep. 1969, Jesus Christ Superstar soundtrack album by Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice is recorded.
Yeah, I remember back in high school when I was taking theater, my teacher, Catherine Switzer, his reaction. She was in a roller skate play of Jesus Christ Superstar.
Which was cool. I really enjoyed that.
I was the only student in all of her classes to actually go, and she still treated me like garbage.
Yeah.
You know?
I saw the original LA performance of that
Oh, wow.
on stage.
And
Not in New York. I probably opened in New York, but there was the LA version of it.
well, right here it's, well, this is a soundtrack album, so yeah, so it's not the actual play.
Right.
But speaking of New York, we did go and see the producers on Broadway.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in 2004.
Yep. We sure did.
Anyway, uno más, Senor Sohen.
1973, U.S. Vice President Cyril Agnew resigned after pleading no contest to allegations of tax fraud.
Dang.
Stepped down as vice president.
Spyro
Really?
Agnew.
Yeah.
Oh no! Wait, he was a vice president?
Yeah, he was. Remember in Futurama, the headless robot with Nixon going like, "Rrrr," you know?
Yeah.
That's Agnew. That's the headless robot of Agnew.
And then he replaced him with, what's his name? Who became president. When Nixon stepped down. What's his name? Come on. Holy cow. So, if he had...
Johnson?
No.
Gerald Ford?
Yes, thank
Okay.
you. Yeah,
Okay.
Getting old in your memory is just a bitch.
Yeah.
So if Agnew hadn't stepped down, he would have become our president. Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a sleazeball.
Yeah. I'm going to take us back a year, or back 3 years here. In 1970, Fiji gained independence from Britain at National Day on the same date that Britain annexed them.
What now?
Fiji.
Okay,
Fiji gained independence from Britain.
Okay.
And it is the same date. I don't remember the exact year, but we read something earlier in the show about Britain essentially claiming Fiji as their property.
Annex them. Okay, I see what you're saying now. Okay, so it was the same day they became independent again.
Yeah.
Is when.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, that's and that has to be on. That has to be intentional. Like.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, that was.
People are funny with their little, like time things like that, little silly little things doing that. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, 1974, the A's, Mike Andrew, filed a $25 million lawsuit against Charlie Finley. Holy crap, that's a lot of money. So, but then 1974 as well, Canadian John Hathaway began his 2-year ride of 50,600 miles.
Jeez.
And I think that's a bicycle.
Yeah, gotta be.
Yeah. And also in 1974, Labour Party, led by Harold Wilson, won the UK general election. Well, that's cool. So, I'm going to take this last 1974 here, and then we'll move on back to Sohan. Man, we're just popping back and forth like hotcakes here.
That's good.
1974, U.S. General George Brown's speech deplored Jewish influence in U.S. over his treatment during the 1973 World Series. Yeah. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what exactly that means.
I'm reading it again.
Yeah.
Best I can. I'm half blind over here.
So the Jews were doing something bad to him while he was, over his treatment during the 1973 World Series. So the Jews were bad mouthing him, maybe. I don't know.
I don't get they're not giving us a connection.
Yeah, well, of course they're not, because they're trying to protect certain people. So. You know what? Let me just look up this entire article. Actually, copy paste. Neighbors in conflict. Okay. This book seeks to analyze the roots, development, manifestation, and culmination of group conflict with a multi-ethnic urban setting. No, that can't be right. Well, this is going to require some actual research. So, I challenge you, the viewer. Tell us what the hell this means, please. So.
Just a point in time they're referencing?
Yeah. Well, they're referencing, like, it is mistreatment by God's chosen people.
Yeah,
so
but what's the World Series have to do with it? Either they're using it as a timeline? I don't know.
I have no idea. So, anyway, I'm going to take us up to 1976. Sohan, your turn.
Okay, 1976. Beijing reports arrest of Mao Zedong's widow.
Yeah. So this has to be after she died. After Mao died, and now they go after his family.
Okay. Yeah.
Political crap. So,
yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I thought after she died, they're arresting her. What the hell?
No, she's a widow. Yeah. I was thinking, why? Like, the first thing that came up to my mind is, oh, here we go, another, like, King Henry or whatever, the guy who kept, or King Edward. Who's the king who kept killing his wives? Divorcing him?
Henry VIII.
King Henry, okay, yeah, King Henry VIII. But then it says widow, so I'm like, wait a minute, she can only be a widow if the husband died.
Right, that's right.
So that
She outlived him.
What?
She outlived him.
Yeah.
Apparently in jail, though.
Yeah. Then why don't you take this last 76? That's damn.
Sure. 1976, Greece, 98-year-old 98-year-old Demetrion Donis, oldest man to compete in the marathon. He finishes in 7 minutes and 33 seconds.
It can't be minutes. It has to be hours.
Yeah, 7 hours.
Well, 7 hours and 33 minutes.
Yeah, you can't run 20-something miles in 7 minutes. That is physically impossible. So.
98-year-old. That's what we gotta look at.
So hey, look at that.
There's hope for me. There's hope.
So yeah, like
start training now.
Like there's a funny shirt out there like it's some fat guy or something. It's like, I weigh 378 pounds and I'm still ahead of you. You know. And then there's like another one where like this person who had like lost or was either born without their legs or like lost their legs or something. They had mechanical legs essentially. Climb Mount Everest. What's your excuse? My legs get tired.
Yeah.
That's my excuse. You know, you have a technological advancement over me, and that's not fair. So, anyway,
what's my excuse? I don't know. The fucking fear of heights.
well, that too. Yeah. Plus, everybody on that mountain who's dead, like, you know, there's like, what, 200 some odd dead bodies on Mount Everest? Like, well, there's a lot.
Yeah.
Those all used to be extremely motivated person.
Yeah,
Motivation kills. So, essentially. Be lazy. Survive.
Oh, God. There's a good positive message out there for you.
Hey, I'm not the one frozen as a corpse on the top of the mountain, am I? Hey, facts are facts, man. Am I wrong? So,
Also, 1978, Aerosmith, Steve Tyler, and Joe Perry injured by a cherry bomb.
ooh. They are those like those little like firecracker things.
Yeah, but they're really loud. Cherry bombs are pretty loud for the size of them. But they look like a cherry.
Yeah. Well, that's
Hence
why.
the name.
Yeah. So I wonder if they're like injured, like auditorily, like if it hurt their ears, or if they were too close to the explosion and got some burns.
Oh no.
But you got a historic event here in '78.
Also in 1978, Daniel Arap Moi succeeds Jomo Kenyatta as president of Kenya. Wow, Kenyatta.
Boom Kenyatta.
Kenyatta.
Anyway, I'm going to do the split here. Actually, no, I'm going to take the next 3 articles and then we'll do the split, so you can start this part 2. 1978, U.S. Congress approved a $1 coin honoring women's suffrage campaigner Susan B. Anthony. Yeah, Susan B. Anthony coins. So
Yep.
yeah.
Yep. Never caught on.
They're still around, you know.
They're around, but I mean, you think we'd all have them like we have dollar bills?
Yeah. Well, I'd like to have some, but then again, then people will make the joke. Oh, look, women are currency. Ha 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 ha. You know, people. The internet is like disgusting. So, then 1979, Panama assumed sovereignty over the Canal area, also known as the Canal Zone. So, what a thought. You know, a country having control of something within its own borders. Oh my God! What a concept.
The heart of it, actually.
Yeah, I know, right? But then, 1979, the rock band Fleetwood Mac got a star in Hollywood. All right.
Fleetwood Mac.
Yeah. I'm gonna do the split here.
Mac the best with the original woman singer, and I can't think of her name for the life of me.
Let's see here.
Nicks.
Stevie Nicks.
Stevie Nicks. No, she was the second one.
Pardon me. Mick Fleetwood, John McVie, Peter Green, and Jeremy Spencer.
No.
Danny Kirwan, Christine McVie, Bob.
Christine
McVie. Oh, McVie. Okay.
Christine McVie.
All right.
I think it was called Songbird was her iconic moment in that whole thing. I think that's what it was.
Maybe. Fleetwood Mac Songbird. Yeah. Oh, that's the 2004 remaster, but yeah.
Well, I'm big grass or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was her iconic song in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it says Songbird is a song by the British-American rock band Fleetwood Mac. The song first appeared in the band's 1977 album Rumours and was released as the B-side of the single Dreams. It is one of 4 songs written solely by Kristen McVie on the album.
Oh, she wrote it too.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And now you do.
Yeah.
And aren't you glad that we would look things up? You know?
Yeah, sure. Like I really wanted to know that.
But
it's kind of another inch of depth, right?
Did you not want to know it though?
No, good to know.
Exactly.
Good to know.
Anyway, Soen, your turn.
Yeah. What year?
I guess you can take the first 1980. That's a disaster.
Or also in 1980, 4,500 died when a pair of earthquakes strike northwest Algeria.
Dang. A pair of earthquakes, so 2 earthquakes hit. That sucks. One's bad enough. No.
Also, 1981, Anwar Sadat's funeral service held in Cairo.
Yep.
Well, I'll tell you, he stepped up in a time when, you know, he was the first to recognize Israel at all. I mean, that was just taboo.
Yeah.
No wonder that he was assassinated.
And,
1982, Pope John Paul II canonizes Reverend Maximilian Kolbe, who volunteered to die in a place of another inmate at Auschwitz concentration camp. Saint.
I can't even imagine.
Damn, this man is now part of the inmate editors of the Bible.
That's I can't even imagine. Like throwing your life down to save another. Literally, like, hey, kill me instead. You know, that's something that you very rarely see in movie tropes, let alone in real life. You know, that's Jesus.
Yeah.
So. Then we got a historic event here in 1983. Israelis Knesset voted 60 to 53 to endorse Yitzhak Shamir as prime minister. Okay. Then 1985, Sudan adopts an interim constitution. So that's interesting.
Where's that? Until they get their
Full thing, yeah.
say it was just intermediate.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, there's Sudan and then there's South Sudan, so there's like, you know, two different Sudans. So maybe this is after they split up, because it used to be one nation, just like Yugoslavia. Now there's you know Slovenia, and then
Pennsylvania or whatever it is.
yeah. So anyway, 1985 as well. U.S. fighter jet forced Egyptian plane carrying hijackers of Italian ship at Shell Laro to land in Italy. The gunmen were placed in custody. Good. Then 1 year after that, 1986, Shimon Peres resigned as Prime Minister of Israel. Alright. Then Soen again, album release here, 1987.
1987, Columbia Records released Bruce Springsteen's 8th studio album, Tunnel of Love.
Ooh. Alright.
Also, I don't even know who the singer is.
Thalia?
1990, Mexican singer and actress Thalia releases her debut album, Thalia. I don't even know who this is.
Neither do
I
I.
don't either, but that's nothing for me. I'm a pretty low bar. I don't know anybody.
This is why I say, why does crap like this get highlighted?
Yeah, highlighted
Why do
of
we
all
care?
things.
You know, like, unless it's a random thing, like, oh, highlight this, highlight that, you know, just to have random stuff. But like, dude, like, I really should email these guys and like offer my assistance, because they can really use a lot of tidying up this source here.
Yeah.
I swear. You know,
Yeah.
it's almost embarrassing to utilize this source now. Like, but we have nothing else to go off of. So
Is the only source there is that does this?
that to this extent.
Okay.
We have a couple other sources is apps on our smart devices.
Yeah.
But they're only like, you know, about a third, maybe a quarter of all this stuff.
Okay.
This is like everything that has been found.
Yeah.
You know,
Anything they can find.
yeah.
Okay.
So compiled, but still has a lot of work to do.
Well, obviously they don't put everything. What did we talk
Yeah.
about just a little while ago? That should have been mentioned somewhere.
What
was it?
The death of Genghis Khan.
No.
No, they did a report on it,
Yeah.
and I only
Oh,
figured
you're going back.
way back.
Okay.
No, if you're talking about it a couple days ago, you're
No, I'm
talking
talking about right now. We were
Oh.
up there where was a footnote in another.
Oh yeah, the first nuclear treaty.
Yeah,
Something
there
right
you
there.
didn't make no mention.
Yeah.
Come on, what's
well,
that?
there's a mention in another article, but
Yeah, but I mean,
it should have its own article. That is
Yeah.
very important.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah.
Oh, Xander, apparently she's supposed to be the queen of Latin pop.
Huh. All right.
Okay.
Why don't you tell us the first 1991 here? Here we go.
1991. Ex-postal worker Joseph Harris kills 4 postal workers.
Yep.
Talk about going postal.
Yeah. Well, this is where the I'm not sure if this is the exact specific thing that made that term, but going postal refers to situations exactly like this,
Yeah.
because it is, for a while it was a prevalent thing that, you know, postal
There was a bunch
workers.
of postal workers going bonkers.
Yeah.
And shooting up people.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happened a number of times.
So going postal, you know.
You want your fucking package? I'll give you some packages.
Oh, we got a special delivery, all 38 calibers. You know.
Hey, we gotta do shipping the lab today.
God. This is
Time for
why
the
I'm nice
distribution.
to my driver. Yeah. Well, why don't you take the other 291s? These are all pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, 1991, Greyhound bus ends bankruptcy.
Huh. I didn't know they were bankrupt.
Yep, and now they're back again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also,
Also, 1990, U.S. cuts all foreign aid to Haiti.
are you outside?
No,
It sounds like you're going for a little jog.
Why would we cut all
I'm
foreign
trying to
aid?
get comfortable.
Why would we cut all foreign aid to Haiti?
Why? Let's see here. Why did the U.S. cut foreign aid to Haiti? 1991. Let's see here. Foreign aid to Haiti. Okay. Why did the U.S. withdraw from Haiti? Well, that's something else. You know what? This is going to require more research
Yeah,
once again.
not worth
So I'm just going to add the link to the wiki in the underbar for anyone who's interested. And if anyone wants to be a sweetheart, please let us know in the comments section. Answer, Golden Loon's question. Why did we do this? So, because I want to know too. Here we go. Speaking of over-encumbered ferry boats, 1993, a ferry boat left for the west coast of South Korea. 120 were killed. Huh.
Don't tell us why. It just sank.
Yeah, but where did it come from?
Yeah.
Okay. We got some sports history in 1994, and the New York Giants retired Lawrence Taylor's number 56 jersey.
He was a monster. Absolute monster.
In a good way.
And he broke Joe
A
Paxton's
football
legs.
monster. Yeah.
Well, what's his face? OJ was a football monster for a whole different reason.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah.
He was a monster. He was a football player.
Yeah.
But he was a monster. So
You could also say he was a monster on the football field in a different way than Lawrence Taylor was.
yes.
Lawrence Taylor would sack you, and he ran. OJ ran over you.
Mhm.
Two opposite deals, both monsters. And the other one is a monster in life.
Yeah. Anyway, speaking of monsters, 1995, Israel finally began pulling out of the West Bank, freeing hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. Good. They really got to stop tromping on Palestine, although there's not much of Palestine left to tromp on. So,
Yeah, but what do you do when someone keeps launching rockets into you? What do you
dude,
do?
they launched rockets first.
What if Mexico started launching rockets?
Dad, Palestine didn't start the conflicts. Israel did. They came in and they started spreading and spreading and spreading. And Palestine's like, yo, keep in your lane. And they're like, no, we're taking over. And then they did.
The only land, and I'm not a scholar on Israel by any stretch, but I believe the only land Israel's ever taken is when they were attacked in war in the 60s, and possibly again the Second War. Whatever land they conquered, they did not give back, which was the Golan Heights, which is essential to their security.
Now I'm trying to find a specific. Here we go. This is what they did. 1947. It was all Palestine. You see it?
Okay, yeah, well that's the UN that did that. or whatever.
No. That's 1947. Then the partition plan in 1947. Israel and then Palestine. So they cut Palestine in half. And ever since then, Israel has just been taking more and more land. And then now there's barely any left to Palestine at all.
They took the land in
1940.
war when Israel was attacked, and Israel wouldn't give it back, and they hold it to this day. But
Israel is the one who attacked. They weren't
No.
attacked. They attacked.
I lived through this. They were attacked by Egypt, and
And you're gonna
all the Muslim
and you're gonna
countries
believe the
around.
media.
There's no media to believe. I mean, this is what happened. I mean, you see it with your eyes, when it was going on.
So you were actually physically in Palestine when it happened.
Of course not.
So-
But they were attacked on Yom Kippur, their sacred holiday of the year. They were attacked.
They
on
attacked
that
on
day.
Yom Kippur as
They-
a cover. The same thing as the Tet Offensive. Dad, you gotta look on. I've looked into this. I don't sit there and listen to what the TV tells me. I've actually looked into it. They were the aggressors. I'm telling you.
Well, the other day was that. I'm trying to remember. One was the 5-day war. I'm telling you, they were attacked.
On the media, on the media, the news says that. But no, when you actually research
We're going
it.
nowhere here. Let's
So,
move on.
yeah. All I'm saying is just, don't believe me. Fine. Look into it yourself.
I don't have to look at it. I lived it.
do.
I read the papers. I saw the news.
So you're believing what others tell you.
Well, you have to get it from some source, like you say. I
So
wasn't
why-
there personally.
So why can't you look into it yourself, like I have?
What are you believing? What source are you believing?
Well, it's
How
been
do
a-
I know that's accurate?
Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But how do I know your source is accurate? Is what I'm
All
saying.
I can tell
I'm
you,
not saying
I'm telling you what I lived everyday life and what I saw.
What I'm saying is, don't take my word. Just use it as a stepping stone to start researching things on your own. Like,
Now I
I
will
don't
give you
believe
this.
any media.
I will give you this. This country back in the '60s then was far more pro-Israel than it is today. That I will give you.
Yeah. Anyway, let's continue on here. Moving up finally into 2002, U.S. Vernon L. Smith and Daniel Kahneman awarded Nobel Prize for Economic Sciences for work in experiment economics. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Experiment economics. Anyway, Sohan, you have an election of interest also in the year 2002.
2002, former cricketer Imran Khan elected to Pakistani parliament after winning the seat of Mawali. Yeah. Yeah.
Seat of Mianawali the First, or hyphen one. I don't know. Some of these names I just don't know how to pronounce. So.
Same. Also, 2002, Hungarian writer Holocaust survivor Emir Kesen is awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for Literature.
Alright. And Uno Mas.
Also, 2003, Shirin Ebad is awarded Nobel Peace Prize for her significant and pioneering efforts for democracy and human rights, making her the first Iranian Muslim woman to receive the prize. And that probably pissed off the Ayatollah.
Yeah, probably, but screw them,
Fuck them.
Yep. 365 days later, 2004, having already clinched his record 7th F1 World Drivers' Championship, German Ferrari driver Michael Schumacher won a record 13th race of the season with a victory at the Japanese Grand Prix at Suzuka.
Finally, they showed a winner.
Yeah, how about that, right?
Not that one guy with the damn shades and the long hair.
Yeah, like why are we talking about something and then they show the picture of the loser, yesterday.
Yeah, that's right.
Nobody cares about second place,
Norton Jr. does.
2005 negotiations between the CDU/CSU and SPD in Germany concluded with the two parties agreeing to form a grand coalition with Angela Merkel as chancellor after both parties lost seats in the 2005 German federal election.
It's female Hitler.
Yes, it is. It is. And she even kind of has the hair going too,
Where's the mustache?
Actually, did I show you that? Did I show you that meme, the fascism?
No.
Like, hold on, let me bring it up here. If I can find it real quick, here we go. On the screen.
Oh, you did show me that.
Yeah. That's so clever. Using the mask like that, you know?
Yeah.
I never would have thought of that. Anyway, Sohan, it's your turn. 2008, the first 2000, or the only 2008. That's
2008, Singapore becomes the first Asian country to slip into a recession since the credit crisis began. Growth has faltered as the result of a less demand for exports, a reduction in tourism, and the end of the real estate boom.
Dang. That last part, the end of the real estate boom. We were talking with our neighbor the other day, about because we have a neighbor up the street. He has no idea about the whole Evergrande thing, about all the ghost cities. He has no clue about any of that. Yeah. And that is mind-boggling. Like, how do you not know about that? Like, that's like 63% of their GDP.
Yeah.
That the real estate market.
He's super involved in local stuff.
Yeah.
That's where his interest goes.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you'd think at some point he would have just heard something about it.
Yeah.
Just in passing conversation.
Yeah.
2009. Look at that. Holy crap.
Yeah. Also, 2009, after closed borders for nearly 200 years, Armenia and Turkey signed protocols in Zurich to open their borders.
Their borders were closed to each other for nearly 200 years. Can you imagine?
Wow.
200 years.
I knew they didn't get along, but that's something else.
Yeah.
Also, 2012, Rupert F. Kowalski and Brian Kobelinka win the 2012 Nobel Peace Prize in Chemistry for work on G protein coupled receptors.
I've been noticing that you've been saying Nobel Peace Prize. There's differences. I don't know the exact difference, but there's Nobel Prize and then there's Nobel Peace Prize. So I've just been noticing you've been saying Nobel Peace Prize sometimes when it's just Nobel Prize. Like, it's no big deal. It's just
Well, there's no peace involved. That's the
Yeah.
difference.
yeah. Anyway, 2014, Malala Yousafzai and Kailash Satyarthi won the 2004 Nobel Peace Prize. She's the one who got shot yesterday, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, and shot 3
Wait a
times to
minute.
go to her school bus. Yeah, it survived. So,
Gosh, oh, okay.
and then 2016, actress Shailene Woodley was arrested for trespassing while protesting against proposed Dakota Access Pipeline. I don't agree with that. Like, you shouldn't be arresting people who are protesting. Like, that's an act of fascism right there. I don't care who you are. If somebody disagrees with you, you don't throw them in the prison. That's dictatorish right there.
Well, in defense of that, just I'm going to take the other side. If they're on private property and they don't have permits and things like that, well, then you haven't done your due diligence to protest.
Well, no, it was
in large groups.
It was on Native American land. They're going through through their reservation. That was the problem.
Did they have permission to do that?
No.
Okay, then you got a problem.
Yeah. No, but they were coming in anyway. Like, I think.
I don't care what you're doing. You got a problem.
Yeah. Exactly. No, I think
I may agree. I may disagree with your protesting, but that's not the point.
Yeah. Well, no. Like, the problem was the U.S. was illegally going through Native American reservation land with that Dakota Access Pipeline. This is why I was and still, am completely, totally against it, because essentially they did eminent domain to just annex it. So, and then I don't know if that was before.
So that's how they resolved it, with eminent domain?
Yes.
Okay.
So I believe. Anyway, 2013, Thor Ragnarok, directed by Taika Waititi, starring Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, and Kate Blanchett, premiered in Los Angeles, California. Whoop-de-doo. Disney crap. I don't care about that. So, anyway, Mr. Sohan, why don't you take the next several articles? Yeah, we have just only a handful here, so your turn.
For
The last 2019, though, is interesting.
I'll say 2018 flash flood kills at least 10 in St. Laurent. It's Cassandra, Morocco, Spain.
Okay.
Wow.
Majorca, Spain.
Spain.
Yeah.
Also, 2019, 3,500 women are the first to be allowed to attend a football match in Iran for the World Cup qualifier in Tehran since the Islamic Revolution. Oh, there's another. You can imagine the fucking Ayatollah getting pissed at that too.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Well, the Ayatollah can go suck an egg. So, but damn, 3,500 women. Can you imagine all of a sudden, hey, you can come to watch this sports game,
Yeah.
And 3,500 women all in their burqas and whatnot, like, crowding the grandstand.
Yeah.
That I would have loved to be there. That's cool. So,
Also, 2021, Taiwan's president Tsai Ing-wen says country will not bow to Chinese pressure in defiant speech on Taiwanese National Day after Chinese President Xi Jinping vowed to fulfill reunification.
there is no reunification. There never was a unification. Like these CCPs are so full of shit. It's ridiculous. Like, and actually recently I saw something that any Chinese aircraft in their airspace will now be treated as an active war and will be fired upon as such. So Taiwan is straight up, hey, you want to play this stupid, because they're being like, you know how the kids are in the backseat, oh, I'm not touching you. It's like, well, Taiwan's like, hey, I'm gonna fucking touch you. Back off, China.
And we'll punch you back.
Yeah. Yep. But anyway, no, the one right before the last 2020 one, that one's interesting, and then we'll move on into births and deaths.
So, 2020, Italian teenage computer genius Carlo Atticus, who died of leukemia at 15, defeated by the Catholic Church as Cecily.
Yeah. Died of leukemia at 15.
Jeez.
That
Oh,
sucks. So, yeah. Anyway, viewers, audience members, were there any articles that grabbed your attention more than most? Anything that you want us to elaborate on? Do you have any questions? Is there any knowledge that you want to impart upon us? Like all the challenges I've done throughout the episode and whatnot. Open up a dialogue in the comment section. Keep the topics going. Keep it going. Let's move on up into bursts here. Starting.
I'm going to interject. I'm going to take off. The
All right.
golden luna is out. Have a good one.
Something tells me that you don't enjoy bursts and deaths.
Nah.
Hey, there might be people that you'd be like, hey, that's interesting.
Keep me informed.
It's good.
All right. Thank you for joining us.
You bet.
Starting us off in 1344, we have Mary Plantaget, an English princess, daughter of Edward III of England and Philippa of Hainaut, born in Waltham, Hampshire, dying in 1362. Then we have Giuseppe Verdi in 1813, an Italian opera composer, Rigoletto and La Traviata, born in Busseto, died in 1901.
Yeah.
Ooh, this guy.
Oh, yeah, I gotta go to births. It's slow loading.
Yep. Well, while you're loading in,
Also, I got 1825, Paul Kruger, third president of South African Republic, 1883 to 1900, and face of Boer resistance during the Second Boer War. And born in Sternberg, Cape Colony, died in 1904.
Abraham Lincoln beard guy. So. Oh, good
Yeah.
luck pronouncing this name. Hey.
1861, Fridtjof Nansen, Norwegian Arctic explorer and advocate for refugees, Nobel Peace Prize. 1922, born in Storfjord, Estonia. Died 1930.
Okay, this is bothering me. I want to know the difference between the Nobel Prize and the Nobel Peace Prize. It says here in 2021, the Nobel Prize monetary award is 10 million SEK. A prize may not be shared among more than 3 individuals, although the Nobel Peace Prize can be awarded to organizations of more than 3 people. Okay, so that's interesting.
One person get the Nobel Prize and the other.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, let's see here. Who else was born today? Helen Hayes in 1900. Helen Hayes Brown, a U.S. actress. Caesar and Cleopatra, and Happy Birthday. And the first female EGOT, or Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony Award winner. Born in Washington, D.C., dying in 1993. So the first EGOT, I never heard about that, but that's cool. The first female EGOT. So,
Oh, she's an EGOT.
EGOTs.
He's a different bigot.
Huh.
The EGOT.
EGOT. EGAD. Egon. 1963, we have R.K. Nararayan, an Indian novelist. Malgudi Days, born in Madras, dying in 2001. Ooh. Oh wow. Oh, you got a good one here.
1911, Clare Hollingworth, British war correspondent who was the first to report on the outbreak of World War II, born in Kingston, England, 2017.
Knighton, England.
Knighton.
Knight.
Okay, Knight.
Yeah. Not king, but knight. So just under. You know. But dang, the first guy to report on the outbreak of the Second World War. That is amazing. So. Anyway.
Also,
here we go.
1930, Harold Pintier, British playwright and screenwriter, The Homecoming Servant, born in London, England, died 2008.
Alright. Who else was born today? Let's see. Scrolling. We have David Lee Roth in 1954, a U.S. rock singer. Van Halen, Jump, Solo, Just a Gigolo, I Ain't Got Nobody, born in Bloomington, Indiana. And then we have Gavin Newsom. Oh, God. Blech. 1967, a U.S. politician, currently governor of California, unfortunately, from 2019 till now. Born in San Francisco, California. That explains it. Oh my God. I am angry now. please take 1968. Change the.
1968, Chris Orville, English painter, Turner Prize, Elephant Dung, born in Manchester, England.
You got a prize for elephant dung. Okay.
So he is Elephant Dung.
No, not as bad as the guy right before him. So, yeah. Anyway, who else?
And 1969, Brett Favre, American NFL quarterback. Green Bay Packers, Super Bowl 31, born in Gulfport, Mississippi.
Oh dang, why is that not highlighted? Huh. Anyway, moving on into deaths, starting us off in the year 413 BC, we have Nicias, an Athens politician, Peace of Nicias, killed at the age of 57, somewhere around there. So, and then we have Abel Tasman, 1659. He passed away on this date. Dutch seafarer and explorer, the first European to sight Tasmania, New Zealand, and Fiji, and dying at around the age of 55. So dang.
Damn. Oh, time's up to 1872. William H. Seward, American politician, Secretary of State, 1861 to 1869. Governor of New York, 1839 to 1842, dies at 71.
Ah. Interesting.
And 1929, Elijah McCoy, Canadian American inventor, 57 patents, dies at 86.
Let's see, what is your inventions? Let's see here. Pardon me. He invented lubrication systems for steam engines. That's interesting. So thank you for the lube job, I guess. I'm gonna add the link to his wiki in the underbar here. Let's see here. Who else passed away on this day? We have Edith Piaf. Actual name Edith Giovanna Gaston, a French singer. No, I don't regret everything. And La Vie en Rose, which we all know that song, died of liver failure at the age of 47. La Vie en Rose. Wasn't that in Wall-E?
So,
I think so. And we have Charlie Cooper in 1966. Did I already take my two? No, I didn't.
oh,
We
you got one
Charlie
more.
Cooper in 1966, a British tennis player, the first female Olympic champion in 1900. Also was with Wimbledon in 1895, 96, 98, 1901, and 1908. Dies at 96. Oh, I remember that picture. So, yeah. So rest in peace, Charlie Cooper.
And 1970, Edward Danier, 72nd Prime Minister of France, 1939 to 1934, and 1938 to 1940, and the Prime Minister of the start of World War II, dies at 86.
Dang, so he was Prime Minister of France at the start of the Second World War.
Yep.
Huh. So I wonder where Charles de Gaulle came into play. Well, he was the president of France, never mind. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
1964, Leonida Pavlovchenko, Soviet sniper during World War II and the most successful female sniper in history with 309 confirmed kills, dies of stroke at 58.
So this is the actual Lady Death. Like, so rest in peace, Lady Death. Death comes from us all, even the greatest. We have Ralph Richardson, died on this date in 1983. Sir Ralph Richardson, English actor. Richard III dies at 80. Alright. Orson Welles, that's a big name, died on this date in 1985. He was a U.S. actor and director. Citizen Kane, War of the Worlds, died of a heart attack at the age of 70. Rest in peace, my friend.
1985, Yul Brynner, Russian, Swiss, Tony, and Academy Award-winning stage and actor, The King and I, and The Ten Commandments, dies of lung cancer at 65. Oh, he's the King of Siam.
Yeah, I was gonna say, he looks like the King of Siam. So, I still think Peter Griffin's adaptation of that, I would like to see it. You know?
Also, 2000, Cyril Mavo under like a prime minister of Sri Lanka, 1960, 1965, 1970 to 1977, and 1994 to 2000. And first female head of state dies of heart attack at 84.
Dang, she's the first ever female head of state. So, rest
Ooh.
in peace. Ooh. 2004, we have Christopher Reeve, a U.S. actor, Superman and Somewhere in Time, died of an adverse reaction to an antibiotic at the age of 52. Yeah, he got thrown from a horse and he got paralyzed from the neck down.
Death of Superman.
Yep. Not so Superman. Anyway, then I'm just gonna just random name that I saw for half a second that I can't seem to find again. 2006, we lost Ian Scott, was a Canadian politician born in 1934. But that'll be the conclusion of the show for this date. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, which includes but not limited to all things Omni Coalition. Go check out the Omni Coalition's actual YouTube. There's a Rumble, there's a BitChute, but that in itself has a link to
Showing TV on Twitch.
Yes, which by the way, you haven't streamed in a while.
I know.
Yeah. Why don't you change that? I miss watching your streams, bro. So. Anyway, for your dose of Past Events Daily, we stream every day at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time.
Of Central.
Yep. For all of you and all of us, I am Xander.
I'm me. Go
and
ahead.
we were joined for a little bit by the Golden Loon, also known as Leave It to Beaver Me Cleaver. Until you catch us tomorrow, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs and subscribe. Till then, toodles!